Good day, my scholars. This is my school channel and my name is Abiola. For this video lesson, we'll be solving the JAMB CBT past question for the subject Mathematics, the year 2009. Do not go anywhere, stay with us and we'll be right back. You're welcome back to my school YouTube channel, and for this video lesson we are going to solve questions 35 to 50. So let's start with question 35. If S equals, open your bracket, 2 plus 3t, close your bracket, open the next parenthesis, or what do you want to call it, 5t minus 4, close your parenthesis, comma. So find the S dt when t equals 4 over 5 seconds. Alright, so this is very easy to tackle. What you are required to do is to try out differentiation. You have to differentiate. So let's expand this bracket first, then we differentiate. All right, so how do we do that? 2 times 5t, that makes 10t. All right, I make 10t rather. Then we have 2 times minus 4, I have minus 8. I have plus 3t times 5t, I have plus 15t squared. All right, then I have plus 3t minus 4. That should be minus 12t. Okay, so if I proceed, then I should have, if I collect like terms, I have 10t minus 12t, that is minus 2t. All right, so let me just bring this here. Okay, 15t squared minus 2t, this to this, right? Then I have minus 8. So at this point, I have to differentiate, okay? So if I differentiate, remember this will come here. So I should have 15, right, times 2, isn't it? Or 2 times 15, right, t, 2 minus 1. Then I have minus, okay, this is raised to power 1. So I can say 2 times 1, right, times the t. All right, so let me just put the t beside it. Okay, t raised to power 1 minus 1. Then if I differentiate this, it should turn to 0. So this is gone. All right, so basically I should have this 15 times 2, that is 30. Right, 2 minus 1, that is 1. So t raised to power 1, that still makes t. All right, then I have minus 1 minus 1, that is 0. T raised to power 0, that is 1. So t is gone for that part. So 2 times 1, I have 2. So what we just have to do, we have to substitute the value of t for 4 over 5. So I should have 30 into bracket 4 over 5, right, minus 2. So 5 here 1, 5 here 6. 6 times 4, that is 24. So 24 minus 2, that should give me 22. So 22 is what we are looking for. So let's go back to the screen to pick out 22. So we have it right there, option C. So option C is the correct option. 36. The distance traveled by a particle from a fixed point is given as S equals, open your parenthesis, t cubed minus t squared minus t plus 5, close your parenthesis, centimeter. All right, so find the minimum distance that the particle can cover from the fixed point. All right, this is still differentiation. So when you're talking about turning points, you're talking about that point where a curve changes direction. It can be maximum or minimum. All right, so right here we are talking about the minimum distance. So generally, when you have a third order degree like this, all right, so the minimum value of x, the smallest value of x, right, should give you the maximum point, right? But right now we have to find the minimum distance. So that means the highest value of x should give us the minimum distance. All right, so for this to also happen, we should also note, okay, that the gradient function should be equated to 0 to get the maximum or the minimum point distance in this case. All right, so let's work with these concepts. So at first, let's differentiate this. So I should have 3, right, times, or 3 times 1, or 3.1, right, 3 minus 1. Okay, so I have minus this. This is 2.1. You know, this is 1t squared. All right, so that is where the 1 is coming from. Then I have t, 2 minus 1. Then that's why I have minus 1, right, dot t, 1 minus 1. Then I have plus 5. Okay, so if we do this, then I should have 3 minus 1, that is 2, so I have t square, right? Then 3 times 1, that is 3, so I have 3t square. Okay, then I have minus 2 minus 1, that is 1, so t raised to power 1, so I should have 2t, right? Then I should have 1 minus 1, that is 0, t raised to power 0, that is 1, times 1, that is 1, so I have minus 1. Differentiating this, it becomes 0. All right, so at this point we can factorize. So if we factorize, what do we have from our factorization? What we should have from here would be 3t squared, right, minus 3t plus t minus 1, okay? So you can just use the other method of factorization. I'll just stick with this. All right, so what's common in this bracket? So I should have 3t is common, right, into bracket t minus 1. All right, 3t times this gives you this. All right, then I have for the next bracket plus t, okay, I can say plus 1 into bracket t minus 1. All right, so you can see this bracket and this bracket is the same thing. We have these values lying outside, so we can bring them together in one bracket. So I have 3t plus 1, right, and I have t minus 1. So basically, if you expand this, it should give you this. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. We can equate them to 0, of course. So I can say 3t plus 1 equals 0, or t minus 1 equals 0. All right, so if I send this one outside, what I should have is 3t equals minus 1, or t equals 1. So to make t the subject here, so I should have t equals minus 1, right, over 3, dividing both sides by 3, over 3, or 1. Just what I have here. So t equals minus 1 over 3 or 1. All right, so I said for a third order degree, okay, generally the minimum value of x should give you the maximum point. But right now the question requires, like I mentioned earlier, that we find the minimum distance. So that means generally the highest value of x should give us the minimum distance. So wherever we see x, we replace it with 1 in the original equation presented to us. So from here, I will just be saying t is now 1, right? Oh, I said x, t, please, we are working with letter t. All right, x is so well known in mathematics. So we have minus, okay, 1 raised to power 2, then I have minus 1, then plus 5. 1 raised to power 3, that is 1 times 1 times 1. So 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 1 is 1. So I still have 1 right here, minus 1 raised to power 2, that is 1 times 1, that is still 1. Then I have minus 1 plus 5. So 1 minus 1, that is 0. 0 minus 1, that is still minus 1. Minus 1 plus 5, that is 4. So the value that we are looking for to give the minimum distance, and that is what we have right here. So this gives you the minimum distance of 4. So let's go back to the screen to look for 4 with the unit centimeter, of course. Okay, so find the minimum distance that the particle can cover from the fixed point. So the minimum distance that can be covered is 4.0 centimeters. So option B is the correct option. 37. Evaluates the integral of sec square theta d theta. All right, so actually there is the solution for this question on the Myschool website. Just click on the link in the description below. It's going to get you there. But I'm going to give us a very quick breakdown of the options that we have here, at least most of them. All right, so this one is actually gotten from the differentiation of sec x. So if you differentiate sec x, what you should have is sec theta tan theta plus c or plus k. All right, so option B is the correct option to this question, because when you integrate this sec square theta d theta, it should give you tan theta plus c or plus k as the presentation we have. Then if I go to option D, we have sec theta plus k. What you should have here is from the integration of sec x tan x dx, it will give you this. All right, so the correct option to this question is option B, tan theta plus k. Question 38. The distribution above shows the number of days a group of 260 students were absent from school in a particular term. All right, so how many students were absent for at least 4 days in the term? All right, so this values put together, they should amount to 260. So that means 20 plus 2x plus 60 plus 40 plus x plus 50 should give me 260 students. All right, so at first we have to find out what x is. So let's add up, let's collect like terms, right? So I have 2x plus x, that is 3x, right? Then I have 20 plus 60, that is 80, plus 40, that is 120, plus 50, that is 170. So I have plus 170. If I send it outside, it becomes minus 170. So I have 260 minus 170. So I have 3x equals 90. Dividing both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 3. So I have this, right? 30. So I know that the value of x is actually 30. So the question is very specific, all right? How many students were absent for at least 4 days in the term? So for at least 4 days, I have 40 students, right? Plus x is now 30 after our discovery, right? Then plus 50. So I have 40 plus 30, that is 70, plus 50, that is 120. So I can tell confidently that 120 students were absent for at least 4 days in the term. So let me go back to the screen to select 120 from the right option. And that option is option B. 39. The pie chart above represents 400 fruits on display in a grocery store. Okay, so how many apples are there in the store? So we can look at the degrees assigned to each of these fruits. All right, so you look at orange, 100 degrees, banana, 100 degrees, this, and the papaya, 105 degrees. Then we have apple, x degree, unknown. All right, so we should know that the sum of all of these should amount to 360, right? So I have 100 plus 100, that is 200. 200 plus 115, that is 315. So that is 315 plus x equals 360. So let's just do that on our whiteboard. Then I have 315, right, plus x should give me 360. All right, so if I'm making x the subject, that means I send this outside. So I have x equals 360 minus 315. So that should tell me that the degree assigned for apple, that should be 45 degrees. So we are not just looking for the degrees, right? We are looking for the quantity, all right? How many apples are there in the store? So to find out the number of apples, that will just be the degree of apples over 360, right? Times the total number of fruits, which we have as 400, right? So 0 strikes out 0. Okay, so I can do something right here. I can say, okay, I can say 9 year 5, right? 9 year 4, 4 year 1, 4 year 10. So basically I have 5 times 10, that is 50. So we can see right here that we have 50 apples displayed in the grocery store. So let's go and look for 50 in the option provided. The options provided, and that is option B. So option B is the correct option. Number 40. The probability of a student passing any examination is 2 over 3. That is 2/3. If the student takes 3 examinations, what is the probability that he will not pass any of them? Okay, so probability of passing is 2 over 3. Not passing, that will be 1 minus the probability of passing. That is 1 minus 2 over 3. If you do that, you should have 1 over 3. So the probability of passing is 2 over 3. Probability of not passing is 1 over 3. So now, not passing in the 3 subjects, that is any one of them, the 3 examinations. So that will be 1 over 3 in 3 places, right? That will be 1 over 3 times 1 over 3 times 1 over 3. So that should give us 1 over 27, because 3 times 3 in the denominator, that is 9. 9 times 3, that is 27. So I have 1 over 27. So the correct option is option D. The Myschool team has provided you with a better chance of having a successful JAMB examination. All you just need to do is to click on the link in the description below. This is going to get you to the Myschool website. Right there you get to download the Myschool mobile app for your Android devices, or you can try out the Myschool software for your laptops and your computers. So join me as I solve question 41. 5 8, 6, and k occur with frequencies of 3, 2, 4, and 1 respectively, and have a mean of 5.7. Find the value of k. So to make this more pictorial, I just did something sketchy, right? So look at this. So we are having these values against their frequencies. All right, so let's make this happen. All right, so how many times did 5 occur? We can see that 5 occurred 3 times. So that is 5 times 3, that is 15, right? Plus, how many times did the value 2? That is twice, that is 8 times 2, that is 16, right? What about 6? 4 times, that is 6 times 4, that is 24, right? Then I have k, how many times? Just once. K times 1 I have, plus k over total frequency, all right? We have 3 plus 2, that is 5, plus 4, that is 9, plus 1, that is 10. Then they have the average or the mean of 5.7, so I can cross multiply. So 10 times 5.7, that is 57, right? So I have 57. So let's add up what we have in the numerator. Okay, so 24 plus this, plus 16, that is 40. 40 plus 15, that is 55. So I have 55 plus k equals 57. 55 plus k equals 57. So I have to send this outside. So I have k equals 57 minus 55, and that is 2. So the value of k is actually 2. So let's go back to the screen to sort out the value 2. That's in option C. So option C is the correct option. Please do not forget to encourage us by hitting the like button. Also, click on the subscribe button and always tap on bell notification for you to get informed immediately we upload the next video content just for you. 42. What is the mean deviation of x, 2x, x plus 1, and 3x if their mean is 2? All right. So the first thing we have to do, we have to determine what the value of x is. So let's just add up these values. Right. Okay, how many are they? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And we know that their mean is actually 2. Right. What I can do is I can cross multiply. Okay, like from what I have there, right? So I have 4 times 2, that is 8. So basically I have equals to 8. So x plus 2x, that is 3x. 3x plus 1, that is 4x. 4x plus 3x, that is 7x. Remember, I'm still left with plus 1. So if the plus 1 goes outside, it becomes minus 1. So I should have 7x equals 8 minus 1, that is 7. Right, dividing both sides by 7. Then I should have x equals 1. So now I can pull up a table for this. All right, so let me just do this. So x, I have, x minus the mean. Then I have this. Okay, the mean itself. All right. Okay, so now that I know that the value of x is actually 1, so I have 1. X is 1, so that is 2 times 1, that is 2. Right, x is 1. 1 plus 1, that is 2. Right, then I have 3x, that is 3 times 1, that is 3. All right, so minus the mean is 2, right? So 1 minus 2, that is minus 1. 2 minus 2, that is 0. 2 minus 2, that is 0. 3 minus 2, that is 1. All right, so just eliminate all of this this negative sign. Okay, I can just bring it down here. I can have my 1, 0, 0, then 1. So if I add up all of this, then I should have 1 plus 0, that is 1, plus 0, that is still 1, plus 1, that is 2. So my mean deviation about the mean, then I should have it as this. Okay, this particular expression, right, over the number or the frequency that we have right here. So I should have my solution as this. Summation of this is 2, right? How many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 2 over 4. 2 here 1, 2 here 2. So I have 1 over 2 or 0.5. That is my mean deviation. So let me go back to the screen to look for 1 over 2 or 0.5 possibly. Very well, I have that in option A. So option A is a valid option. Number 43. In how many ways can a delegation of 3 be chosen from 5 men and 3 women? All right, so if at least 1 man and 1 woman must be included, all right, they must be part of the delegation. Okay, so this implies that we can have 2 kind of delegation, right? So it is either we're going to have 2 men and 1 woman, right? Or we can have 1 man and 2 women. All right, so because there is a specification, if at least 1 man and 1 woman must be included to make up 3, delegation of 3, right? So what I'm going to do is, we are talking about choosing, that is selection, and that is definitely combination. So we have 5 men, right? 5 men, so that will be 5 for 2 men, right? How to select 2 out of 5 men, okay, times the women, we have 3 of them. How to just select 1 out of the 3, right? Or this all means plus, right? Then I have 1 man, that is selecting 1 man from 5 men. Okay, then I have this as well. I have 3 women, then selecting 2 out of the 3. All right, so I'm just going to do this very quickly. Oh no, we know that this combination, 5, these 2 should give me 5 factorial, right, over 3 factorial, 2 factorial. From the formula of this combination, that is actually n factorial, right, over r factorial, n minus r factorial. So this is what I'm using right here. So already I've subtracted the 5 minus 2, that is my 3. Okay, so let's work with this concept very quickly. So I have 5 times 4 times 3 factorial over 3 factorial, 2 factorial. So 3 factorial takes out 3 factorial. 2 factorial is 2 times 1, that is 2. So 2 here 1, 2 here 2. 5 times 2, that is 10. So for here, I'm going to have my 10. Very quickly, I'm going to have my 10, right, times 3. So this 3c1, then I should have 3 factorial, right, or 3 times 2 factorial over 3 minus 1, okay, that is 2 factorial, then 1 factorial. Okay, 1 factorial is just a 1. All right, so 2 factorial cancels 2 factorial. So 3 divided by 1, I have 3. So right here, I have times 3, right, then the plus sign. Okay, so let's move to the next parenthesis, or brackets if you want to put. So I have this, so that means this equals, I have 5 times 4 factorial over 1 factorial, right, 4 factorial. Because 5 minus 1, that is 4 factorial. So this is gone. So I have 5 divided by 1, so I still have 5. So for this, I have 5, right, times, okay, 3 to 2. Then I have 3, right, times 2 factorial over 2 factorial. 3 minus 2, 1 factorial. So, right, 1, that is still 3. Okay. All right, so let's work with this. All right, so 10 times 3, that is 30, plus 5 times 3, that is 15. So we have 45. So let's see if we have 45 in the options supplied. Okay, so we have 45 ways. So in 45 ways, we can have a delegation of 3. So where do we have that option? This option D is the accurate option. 44. In how many ways can 9 people be seated if 3 chairs are available? So this is talking about permutation, no arrangement. Combination is about selection. All right, so we have 9 people, we have 3 chairs. So that is this, right? So that will be 9 factorial, right, over 9 minus 3 factorial. Okay, basically I'm talking about 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial over 9 minus 3, that is 6 factorial. Okay, you can still decide to write out all of the values. But I just do this to shortcut or save time. All right, so that should be 9 times 8, I have 72. 72 times 7, that is 504. So we have 504 ways where the seating arrangements can be done. So 504, let's select that from the options provided. Of course, option B, yes, option B is the right option. We perceive that you may have questions you'd like to ask as you go through these video lessons. All you just need to do is to click on the link in the description below. It's going to take you to the Myschool website. Right there, you get the opportunity to ask your question in the classroom setting, where our solution providers will help you out within moments. All right, join me as I solve question 45. So I have the table. The table above shows the distribution of marks of students in a test. Find the probability of passing the test if the pass mark is 5. So what we can see from here is that the pass mark is 5. So how many students scored 5? 0. All right, so we are looking at from 5 upwards. So how many students scored 6? We have 4. So we just have to add up this number of students. So 4 plus 5, okay, 0 plus 4, that is 4, right? Plus 5, that is 9, plus 2, 11, plus 1, that is 12. So we can see that 12 students actually passed. All right, because since we are putting the pass mark at 5. Okay, so how many students do we have altogether? We have 3 plus 4, that is 7 plus 1. All right, that is 8. Right, so 8 plus the 12 that we added up here, that is 20. So we have 20 students. So we can see that 12 students actually passed out of the 20, putting the pass mark at 5. So that will be 12 divided by 20, right? So that should give me 3. All right, so let's just do that. We have 12 over 20. Okay, so let me just make that happen for us. For some of us who are actually more visually oriented. So number of students that actually passed, we have 12. Total number of students, that is 20. So I have 4 here, 3, right? I have 4 here, 5. So I have 3 over 5. So probability of passing is 3 over 5. Given the pass mark is 5. So where do we have that? We have 3 over 5. That is secured with option A. So option A is the right option. In case you have better steps you would like to share with us, we are so much interested. All you just need to do is to kindly use the comment section below. Please indicate the question number and the steps you'd like to share. Question 46. What value of x will make the function x open your parentheses 4 minus x close your parentheses a maximum? All right, so let me expand this bracket. I have x times this. I have 4x, right, minus x squared. So if I differentiate, I should have 4 minus 2x, isn't it? So remember the gradient function must be brought to 0. And if you look at this has this quadratic equation, okay, there's a negative sign attached to my x squared. So I should be hunting for the maximum point, right? So I should have 4 equals 2x, dividing both sides by 2. Okay, so I have x equals to 2. So from the question, we've sorted out the solution. So let's just go and hunt for 2 in the options provided. We can find that in option C. So option C is the accurate option. 47. The histogram above represents the number of candidates that sat for mathematics examination in a school. How many candidates scored more than 50 marks? More than. So let's check out the histogram. All right, so more than 50 marks. So anything 50, right? Above 50, right? So that means we start from 60. So how many students actually scored 60? If you trace it, that is 40, right? So that is 40 students, right? 70 marks, how many students? I have, if I trace it, I have 25. So 40 plus 25, I have 65. Let's go to the next score. I have 70, right? Added to this, you can see, then I have 80, that's 15 students, right? Added to the 65 students, that is 80. Okay, so let's move to the next score, which is 90. How many students scored 90? They are 10 in number, so that is 10 plus 80, that is 90. How many students actually scored 100? Perfecto. So that should be 5. All right, so that is 5 students. So I can see altogether that 95 students actually scored more than 50 in the mathematics examination in that particular school. So that is found in option B. So option B is the option we are looking for. 48. The cumulative frequency curve above shows the distribution of the scores of 50 students in an examination. So find the 36th percentile score. So we are talking about 36 percentile is talking about the 36%, all right, of the cumulative frequency, which is 50 of the total score. So that is 36 over 100 times 50. All right, 36 percentile, I can represent it with this, right, equals 36 over 100, right, total frequency, that is 50. Okay, 0 strikes out 0. 5 year 1, 5 year 2, 2 year 1, 2 year 18. So we have 18. So 18, if we trace 18 right to the other side of the graph, let's see what we get. So let's use 18 to hunt for the percentage, right? So we are finding a 36 percentile. So we've located it as 18 on the cumulative frequency. So what is closest to 18? This is 20. If you trace 20, it's amounted to 30%, right? So the closest to 20% should be, to 30% should be 20-something percent. What do we have there? We have option B. So because we can't actually do this because of the nature of the image display, so we can just assume to the closest or to the safest value. And that is option B, 28%. So 28% is the correct option. 49. Subtract 16418 base 9 from 18630 base 9. All right, so just like the way we carry out a regular base, we just have a distinct thing to do. All right, you know, our regular base is actually base 10. Like for instance, if I have 45, right, minus 19. So generally, the natural base is actually 10, right? So 5 minus 9, no, that is not possible. So I borrow 1 from here. So the one I borrowed from here, because we are working in base 10, that one actually becomes 10, is it? So that is 10 plus 5, and that's where we get 15 from. So 15 plus minus 9, that is 6. This has been reduced by 1, so I have 3. 3 minus 1, I have 2. Do we get that now? So right there, we worked with base 10. That's why the one we borrowed became 10. But right here, we are working in base 9. So the one we are going to borrow, we turn to what? To 9. Yeah, now you get the gist. Okay, so let's make that happen. So 0 minus 8, that means I have to borrow. So the one I'm borrowing from here becomes what? 9. 9 plus 0, that is 9. Right? This has reduced to 2, isn't it? So 9 minus 8, I have 1. So 2 minus 1, I have 1. 6 minus 4, I have 2. 8 minus 6, I have 2. 1 minus 1, I have 0. So when we subtract this, we should have 2, 2, 1, 1, base 9. I wrote my base in letters so that not to confuse it with the figures we have here. So 2, 2, 1, 1, base 9. So let's secure that together. 2, 2, 1, 1, base 9. Option D. So option D is the correct option. Question 50. So we have solve 5 raised to power 2, open your parentheses, x minus 1 times 5 raised to power x plus 1 equal 0.04. All right, so this is a question on indices. Please, you can check the link in the description below. It's going to take you to the Myschool website. Right there, you get to subscribe for the video lesson for topics in mathematics, indices inclusive, with soft examples, enough explanations. So let's tackle this question right before us. So 0.04, that actually is from the you know, we have numerator and denominator thing converted to fraction, converted to decimal. As well, in the video subscription, I've treated the topic fraction, decimal, percentages. All you just need to do, just subscribe, okay, and you are going to get all these video lessons for yourself. So that will be 4 over 100, right? 4 year 1, 4 year 25. So basically, I have 1 over 25, right? Or 25 raised to power minus 1, or if I want to still break it down further, I can say 5 raised to power 2, right, into bracket the minus 1 I have here. That means 5 raised to power 2 times minus 1 minus 2. So basically, I can change this to 5 raised to power minus 2 to have the same thing with these guys here. So I have 5 raised to power 2 times x, I have 2x, 2 times 1, I have minus 2, times 5 raised to power x plus 1 equals 5 raised to power 2. So all this dismissed, right? So I have 2x minus 2, right, times changes to plus x plus 1 equals minus 2. So if I collect like terms, I have 2x plus x, that is 3x, right, equals minus 2. So I have minus 2 plus 1, I have minus 1. If minus 1 comes outside, it becomes plus 1. So I have 3x equals minus 2 plus 1, I have minus 1. Dividing both sides by 3. So basically I have x equals minus 1 over 3. So that's the solution to this setup. So let's go and secure minus 1 over 3 in the options provided. That is found in option D, not A. So option D is the valid option. Right here, we've come to the end of this video lesson, and I strongly believe that you want us to do more of this wonderful content. All you just need to motivate us is to always hit that like button, also click on the subscribe button, and always tap on that bell notification again for you to get informed immediately we put up the next video content just for your comfort.